Jesus is already here, so is Broxa. They have not been spotted. This could go bad for P1.
Oh, Ryu looking for the dodge, and he gets the lantern, yoink right back, but now they've turned their attention onto Xpecial, and it's a 3v3 skirmish as Phoenix One trying to make their escape, and Xpecial is left for dead. First blood to Broxa.
And you have to give so much praise to Jesus because he saw...
Looking for
Mike
Arrow.
Young is also here, though. They have to be careful. The root lands.
Oh, half health now on the Lee Sin, and they're going to be able to pull the Braum back in, straight to the Cocoon. Instant exhaust. Foss bomb, and it looks like Jesus is trying desperately to get back to safety. No flash on him, and he's going to go down with one more shot. It's Arrow.
Take objectives like the Dragon, and Fnatic are really struggling to find options as P1 look for another play down bot.
Can't afford to give things up like that.
Oh, he got it.
Still gets hooked, and Phoenix One are looking to take out this bottom lane. Mike Young bursted down, but he's still able to survive.
He spotted out multiple members roaming up here from Fnatic. This is going to be a tough dive to pull off because Braum and Lee Sin are coming. We'll see if they can make it happen.
All right, how long is that health bar on Soa's going to last? Not very to arrive. And meanwhile, Phoenix One are fixated on the mid, but Caps, see if he can make a play. No, has to turn tail and run as Broxa at his back is the only assistance he has, and he's tanking curtain calls, flashing away, but Mike Young and Ryu are hot on his back. Playback by Xpecial, and Ryu gets one.
Oh, they're going to go for more. I mean, Fnatic is very far up here. Reckless is trying to base. There's no way that's going to complete. He's going to go down too, I think.
Oh, has to Valk, and right into Xpecial's hook, pulled back and away, and nowhere for Reckless to go. He's got a flash. And I don't think he's even going to use it. There is no chance here as Ryu grabs his second of the game.
And a beautiful fight from P1. They recognize that both Reckless and Jesus are in the top lane. They know that they can force a fight onto Caps because the best he's got is his flash, and there is so much chase power from the side of P1 that they so reliably get themselves two very quick kills.
Yeah, it was really well executed here from P1. Nice sidestep from Ryu, dodging out the Lee Sin Q, dodging out the Syndra stun, and Reckless just hoping that P1 guesses wrong and checks somewhere else to not be able to stop that bait.
He gave his life for his support.
Got to do it sometimes.
Sometimes.
Even a KDA player has to die every once in a while. He's seeing a Banshee's Veil second here for Mike Young. Likely going to be seeing a Banshee's Veil probably purchased up by Ryu as well. Zig is getting collapsed on.
Right, time to test that.
He's going to be pretty tanky,
visage right now. He is tanking it up, and he's got the assistance of Mike Young. Teleport coming back in. Broxa turning his attention onto the jungler. Zig, he's flashing over the wall, and all of a sudden, looks like Ryu's a little bit out of his depth here as Broxa's able to lead him, but in comes Arrow and Xpecial. Round two, taking down Reckless Arrow with the big fourth shot. And Soaz is going to make a hero's entrance on top of himself. Caps coming in. This has been a messy fight. Insta-cleanse the hook, and they turn onto Arrow. Fnatic are winning this one.
But even though Zig survives for so long, they're able to have this fight starting up much faster. They have more members here faster, so they're able to negate a lot of those disadvantages. And this is kind of part of the problem with having all this magic resist on Zig already. He's so hard to take down, but Mike Young has been chunked out of the fight. Everyone is kind of coming in piecemeal. Ryu, great kick from Broxa, taking out Ryu. They execute him, and then despite all the magic resistance, I mean, Arrow has flashed forward. The rest of the squad has survived, and Caps comes in and is able to clean up even more kills.
And I love the instant cleanse as well, because he knows that as long as he gets his ulti down to Arrow,
but Fnatic winning that fight buys them some more time, gets them kind of a second lease on life.
And they need that as soon as possible because P1 are going to force another fight.
Okay, Caps taking 1-2 shots. Flayed back. The third is going to dodge right around him, but Arrow is still going to finish it off with a flourish. And now Jez is all by himself with 3 Phoenix One members. Make that 4 right on top of him. I don't think he's that unbreakable as they flay him back and just take him down. The Fangs go in, and Mike Young picks up a kill.
Middle lane, constantly trying to make plays happen, and they're doing it by utilizing Arrow's ultimate. The amount of crowd control that it provides can really catch teams off guard. And while the Braum is doing his best to try and mitigate some of the damage, the reality is Syndra can only do so much when there are all these people collapsing down upon you.
Fnatic does well to trade back that 1 kill. They do get Ryu down, but still
Jez is trying to tank the front. And Ryu's not able to get anything done there on the back, and now they turn it back around, looking for Xpecial, who's forced to flash away right onto him. Mike Young, the rest of Phoenix One are scattering. Instant exhaust down. Fnatic, as a group, unleash the power onto Mike Young is not enough to take him out, but that's going to open
the game, get themselves the picks, and now they're going to get themselves the Baron.
Yeah, I mean, P1's not even looking. They realize way too late. We'll see if they can actually get some kills on the exit. They're going in.
Going in here. It looks like they got 3, and Zig is able to slice and dice his way to a kill onto Caps. They're going to find another onto Jez, removing 2 Baron buffs, and maybe even 3 as Brox is caught up in the rest of them. A double kill for Ryu. 2 members of Fnatic surviving.
And these turrets before they can respawn and get something out of the Baron, and Soaz actually pretty low here.
Zig did not give up, but he's going to get taunted under tower range. Soaz trying to hang out with the Winds of War. Mike Young coming in. Let's see if he's got enough in the tank to keep it going, and Zig getting popped in, but he's gonna be able to finish the kill. It is only Reckless that remains with the Baron buff.
Reckless is back though with the package. He's gonna look for a couple kills.
Right into Mike Young, one shot, two shot, the tower's gonna do the rest, and now Zig bit off more than he could chew. Reckless trying for one more, but Ryu coming in. Can Reckless turn that one around? He does push him off for now.
Clear out that minion wave. He could have just gone back to base, and Brock said he didn't have to stick around to the end of this fight. The fact that P1 were able to kill Caps and Jez's hit should have been all, but Broxer tries to get a kill onto Arrow, but what was he hoping to get off the back of that as well? Sure, you killed the AD carry, but what else do you walk away from? At this point, just press B, Soaz. You can get the minion wave after. Why do you have to stick around and try and get that farm when you could have just walked away with the Baron buff?
Yeah, a bit of a greedy move there from Soaz. I think he's just concerned about the fact that there's so many more members of P1 up and that they can go for the push after the play. So trying to cut that wave, thinks he can get away with it. At least Reckless does trade back one kill, but it costs him the package 2 summoners as well. So a bit of a pricey one.
Man, nearly good Zig there, but of course, you know, Rio was able to turn it around, and he could have gone down as well. Fortunately, Rio didn't want to hang around too long.
The game, it's still been pretty promising for them overall. The fact that they are, we have been concerned about their composition, and the fact that they have been able to find these victorious fights is good for them as they come from the flank.
Oh, the Crocodile is big. They found Broxer. Ryu was trying to finish it off, and he will. It looks like Arrow gets the credit for that one, but Fnatic's scrambling to try and run away, but the curtain call has opened up. Jez is pulled on in. Soaz gets a big knockup, wins the war, not enough damage, and Zig tanks the ultimate out of Caps. Can't find the damage to finish that job up, and
he's so strong at this point. I mean, he's about 3,000 gold ahead of Soaz in that one-on-one. Comes in for the flank, and just look at how quickly Broxer is going down to the combination of Ryu and Zig. They know that they can pile in, go forward, and tank up so much of this damage. And Caps looking for the kill on this siege is still very strong because P1's wave clear is quite bad. So fighting for vision around this area is going to be so important because if P1 can deny that, they could get the Baron perhaps again.
Yeah. Ryu, ultimate take.
Oh, he gets rooted up.
Mike Young's going to flash into the cocoon, cleansed out by Caps, and it looks like
Zig's
back on once again. Oh, they managed to delete it, special off the map, but here comes Zig. Let's see if he can get hop over the wall right now. Does not want to take it into 5 members of Fnatic. So it ends up being a 1-for-none so far, but it's a tense moment as Caps getting taken low just outside the fight. They look for Mike Young, not able to finish him off. Reckless just trying to clear that ward out on the backside, and Arrow gets a spree kill as he takes down Caps. The rest of Phoenix 1 looking to keep pushing forward.
Look how quickly it's going down.
It's already done.
Even with a relatively poor team for taking Baron, they absolutely destroy it. That is a P1 Baron. Now it is going to be so hard for Fnatic because Zig can force people to respond to him with that Baron buff in the side lane. And here's the initial play again. Great start to the fight from Fnatic as they can get the start and take out Xpecial before Zig arrives.
And I feel like this was just P1 forgetting that Caps did have the cleanse because they commit super hard and he's just able to quickly retreat. And at this point, if you're Fnatic, you just leave. You just accept the fact that you don't have mid control. Maybe you kill a few minion waves, but then a great cocoon from Mike Young forces Caps out, and this is where things go crazy.
And it's a tough call to make for Fnatic because even though they do lose this fight, they know they're disadvantaged going to later games, so they feel like they need to get more.
Yeah, for sure.
Entirely at this point. So Void Staff is really what you want.
Boy, they're going to be able to pull in. Jez is here.
Galio coming in.
They get one ultimate, stacking up the knockups, and they look for Mike Young as he can't take the lantern out. No arrows knocked into the team. Broxta tanking it all, and holy moly, Fnatic managed to Shrek through Phoenix 1. It's only 6 remaining.
But how have Fnatic, they've just won a massive team fight against Phoenix 1. They should not have done it, but against all odds, they're running down mid lane, and they're looking to end the game.
A miracle fight for Fnatic. This game was over so many times. Everything was going for Phoenix 1, but those death timers, 30 seconds still. How big of a crock is Zig?
Well, Zig's tried to delay. I mean, he popped the ultimate pretty preemptively there. He goes in, he takes down one.
All right, he's got Broxta, but all of a sudden he's subject to all that CC, and they can batter and bruise him for days. Shut down on Caps now. That's the ace, and they're looking for Nexus.
Do they have the time? This is, I think they have it still.
It doesn't matter on the comp, it doesn't matter on the champions. Every time Fnatic find a way, and they're gonna find the win.
Against all odds, Fnatic take the victory in the most unlikely fashion.